Aloha! What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Omens, where we're going to check out some of the weird things happening around the world and keep our pulse, or keep our finger on the pulse of the apocalypse. Good to see everybody today. It's going to be a shorter presentation today because I wanted to actually, I got my chat fixed up so I can put your comments on the screen like we ain't having it right there. If you want to get my attention, just type in Jay or at JayDreamerZ, and I'm going to just do a casual Q&A at the end. If you guys want to talk about conspiracies or ask me what I think about different things, then you can. All right, sweet. Well, good to see everybody. Hopefully you can hear me. Yes. Okay. Looks like you can hear me. Let's go ahead and jump right into some of these headlines that we've got going on around the world. First off, we're going to talk about the use of AI, the use of robots in war or by the police force or whatever. Robots being used against human beings, right? Current capabilities for waging AI-enabled autonomous warfare. So if you don't know this already, places like in Ukraine and various other places too are using drones like these ones and other kinds of robots too that are equipped with explosives. This one has melted metal that it looks like it's dropping. It says a dragon drone spits out molten metal at 4,400 degrees Fahrenheit over enemy lines before crashing. Here is the dragon drone just pouring lava on the bad guys or whoever they are. Here's two other drones. Check this out. Here's a drone here and one down here, and they're actually fighting each other. It's a Ukrainian drone versus a Russian drone. Here, let me pop that up a little bit higher. So the drones are attacking the other drones. It's like the entire human element has been taken out of something as old-fashioned as warfare. But this gets us a lot closer to Skynet. This gets us a whole lot closer to robots. I mean, people, you have to know what's going to happen. It's been predicted. You know, if 1984 can predict our society, right, as it can act as a documentary, then why not other books by like Isaac Asimov or, you know, sci-fi writers? I mean, even the Terminator movies is a clear example of where we're obviously headed. This is blows my mind that it's just free reign on all this, and they want to take your drones away ultimately because you can weaponize robots and drones and stuff, right? So they don't want that. They want to take yours away and keep theirs. So they want to stir up all this controversy about drones and get everyone wondering, where are they? Where are these drones coming from? Yeah, everyone's drones need to be documented. They get us to police ourselves, getting you guys all worried and hyped up about regular, you know, amateur drone people out there that are flying around and not being able to differentiate between government drones and amateur drones, and then developing a fear and a worry about it, so much so that you're going to beg them to pass laws. So that people have to be registered and sign up, and every drone is known, you know, except for theirs. So good job with that. Let's see. Oh, Sedalia's in the chat, and she just smiles. We'll smile right back at you. All right, cool. Let's see. We've got this one that says, astronaut on the ISS captures mysterious blue jet sprite, lighting up the Earth's atmosphere. Now, I study these. These are called transient luminous events. These are sprites high up in the upper atmosphere. In case you were wondering, this is exactly what my jellyfish represents. And it even looks just like this with the atmosphere down at the bottom, if you look at my logo and stuff. But anyways, these were seen, these are called transient luminous events, right? These used to be things that were nearly impossible to even see with the human eye, but over time, more and more recently, people have started to see sprites, blue jets, elves, they name all of these electrical occurrences after fantasy creatures, but people are seeing them all of the time especially little floating balls of light, orbs, and things like that. These are all transient luminous events. They call them transient because they're supposed to be quick. They're supposed to be little flashes of light, but they're not any longer. They're lasting longer and longer and longer as all the gases are being released from the ocean and from the earth, and it's providing more fuel, more food for these spirits to eat off of and grow and stay around longer. Now, you can fully expect this, and this is an omen, okay? Because in the world to come, you're going to see these guys everywhere. As a matter of fact, I believe they were seen everywhere, that these are probably where the whole elongated skull alien concept comes from. Because if you look at these long enough, and there's different pictures, they can tend to look just like how the Skeksis looked whenever they merged with the Mystics in the Dark Crystal, and they sort of turned into these light beings. That's exactly what they are. Actually, the Skeksis and the Mystics, when they were one species, if you've seen the movie, right? If not, I've done a decode on it. When they were one species, they were called the Urskeks, which means covering lights, or cherubim, which is what I believe these are. I did a whole breakdown on the cherubim too. But anyways, these are sprites. People are seeing these more and more. In the world to come, these will stay. These won't be transient. They'll stay up there for a very long time. They'll move about. They'll look ghostly and almost human-like, or they can take other forms too, because it's plasma, right? But there's certain types of currents and things that affect the electricity or the plasma to cause it to take different shapes. So for example, I talk about the blue beam, right? Blue beams that shoot up from the earth and spread out in the heavens and create wings, or, you know, an atlas pose or whatever. This is what that is. Okay, you're seeing examples of this on a very small scale in the world we now live in. This is an omen. Omens are little glimpses of what's to come. Omens are fractured tiny little pieces of a much bigger picture that's right around the corner. This right here will be seen, but much larger, much bigger, especially the one at the North Pole. But you notice how it changes colors as it goes up. I wonder if I can make that bigger. All right, you see how it kind of changes colors as it goes up there? That's because of the different types of gases that are up in the atmosphere, and the temperatures and the pressures, and how they affect those gases whenever they become ionized, right? So in the world to come, you can expect these to just stay up in the sky, and it'll look like the sky is being held up by a whole bunch of pillars or columns or lights or whatnot. And these are huge omens. But there's so many of these sprites that people are capturing now, that there's entire websites with just beautiful images of these transient luminous events. You can expect to see much more of these if I'm correct in saying that the Earth is releasing massive amounts of gas right now, getting ready for a great birth or a rebirth. All right, next up. This article says, aliens are real. This is from Yahoo. Aliens are real. U.S. government officials have admitted. Who cares? I don't need them to admit that. I don't care. They can admit it all they want to. They can deny it all they want to. Ancient history, across the written record, across time, has already made it very obvious and plain. Like, that's old news. That's some of the oldest news, actually, is that there's a such thing as aliens. Right now, they're interterrestrials. Okay, they live in this world with us. I believe we live in a closed system. As a matter of fact, I believe academics also concurs. And because we live in a closed system, alien beings can't come visit, okay? The ones that are already down under our feet in the underworld, they can come up, as long as they're not too far down and blocked off by electromagnetic currents. So we have interterrestrials that are extraterrestrial. And whenever God or Mother Nature, or however you want to see it, allows this and opens up the heavens, and the firmament opens up, and the electromagnetic barrier that creates the firmament goes down, then a hole will blow open in our sky, and that's when we can have an alien invasion. That's when aliens, otherworldly creatures, animal types, humanoids, and more come down into this world. And we, therefore, can also leave, which, by the way, is what I believe your space agencies are doing. I fully believe that they're all doomsday preppers, that they're all just, the whole sole purpose for everything they're doing is to figure out how to escape and how best to escape a closed system like the one we live in, so that they can travel about freely in the heavens where conditions are different that allow them to live forever, basically. And I believe that a lot of that has to do it the quote unquote deal with the devil. Mimi, that's me, is in the chat and says greetings. Greetings right back to you. Good to see you. All right, cool. Let's continue on. Yeah, aliens. Hold on. What's the rest of this thing say? The age of disclosure. Director Dan Farah wants you to know there's more to the story. Listen, this is how you know we live during what I call the season of Satan. All right. During the season of Satan, which is the time we now live in, when Satan, the devil, okay, something really bad, some bad energy seems to rule the world and have an effect on all of the people at the very least. Right. This is how you know. If you can even have an age of disclosure, you're living in the time of Satan, because during the time of light, right, during the millennial reign of Christ, or however you want to see that, the golden age, there is telepathy. Because there's such a strong electromagnetic charge in the air. Caketown! What's up, Caketown? Good to see you. Happy Apocalypse. Hold on, let me put your comment up there. Caketown says Happy Apocalypse. Anyways, when you have telepathy, there's no such thing as disclosure. It's automatic. There is no such thing as lies and hiding things. I mean, there is. You just have to be extremely adept at your own energy and your own body and be able to fully control your thoughts, which takes a lot of practice. And many of you who trip and fall into the post-apocalyptic world that's right around the corner are not likely going to be adept at that, especially if you're a male. You're going to just project your thoughts all over the place. So disclosure will be immediate. You know, it'll be just, the truth will be evident all over the place because you can feel, you know, and sense and see with another kind of sight when other people are lying. All right. So that's that. Yes, aliens are totally real. I believe in aliens. I just have a different view of them, just like I do on so many other things. This article from CNN says, lying sideways on the moon. Allegedly. The Athena lander is declared dead. Finish creating your account. Please agree to the terms and services. Yeah, sure. I agree. Like, nobody reads this. Thanks, I'm done. What is this about? Okay, whatever. Let me continue, please. All right. So, a couple things here. The Athena lander is dead. Athena, the goddess of wisdom. Wisdom is dead. Athena was a life giver, a life-giving goddess. She contributed to the world. She was seen as, by myself, as one of the good gods that gave to the world. And she's dead, according to the article, or, you know, the thing named after her is dead. But it's an omen that wisdom is dead. It's gone, okay? It's been replaced with intelligence, which has then quickly been taken over by artificial intelligence, right? People don't think whatsoever. So I don't mind an apocalyptic event. These people are not thinkers, okay? I'm speaking from my path. I'm on my path right now. I'm checking it out. I'm in new territory, okay? I'm a pilgrim in an unholy land. As Indiana Jones's dad says, right? And these people don't think. They're not thinkers. I'm telling you that. They don't think whatsoever. So wisdom's gone. Anyways, declared dead. Oh yeah. So here's the deal. Look, here's the Earth right there, way smaller than it should be, and like the inverted moon horizon or whatever because of the fisheye lens. Why don't you just, hey NASA, why don't you just send some people up there and just flip it over, flip it upright? Oh no, it's dead. That's the end of that. It's never. Well, what's the problem? Didn't you guys promise us, you know, for the last 5 years? Oh, next year we're sending people to the moon. Oh, I mean, well, we need new spacesuits. Next year, I promise, next year. No, next year we're sending people to the moon. You're never, and never have, going to send anybody to the moon. You never have, you never will, okay? Because there is no moon. It's a light. It's a luminary in the heavens. And the quicker you start to understand that, the quicker you'll understand what they're really doing. Because they're definitely not going to the moon because, like I said, we live in a closed system. You cannot escape unless the moon is in that closed system, which they try to say. They actually, if you look up academics, they say the Earth is now, they consider the moon within the Earth's atmosphere. They're trying to push out the atmosphere as far as it'll go. But anyways, that's interesting, right? That's no moon. What's up next? Climate changing is shrinking the Earth's atmosphere, and that's bad for satellites. Well, I could care less about satellites at this particular moment in time. I'm thinking about the apocalypse. Nor do I even care about satellites anyway, at all, okay? I think satellites have a way different purpose than providing you internet service. I'm quite certain. But the omen in this is that the atmosphere is shrinking. Well, how could that be possible? Well, if the gases are being released in mass more than ever before from the ocean, and the ocean's heating up specifically, and from the earth, which contributes to so many other dominoes as well, then it creates pressure. And whenever you have more pressure, the atmosphere starts to shrink, right? Everything's becoming pressurized. Well, inevitably, that will lead to a pressure release. Next up, winter is far from over. Polar vortex reversal could bring springtime snow to the U.S. Yeah, weird weather. You're going to see all kinds of strange weather, and it's due to, I believe, the focal point up above us heating up, becoming more focused, time being shortened, daylight being shortened, the luminaries going faster and faster in their circles up in the heavens. And because of that extreme heat, it's causing these rivers of heat that, we never really had before. And it's all sloshing around up there, extreme cold, extreme hot. And then it comes down here and we get the best of both. We get extreme cold for a short period of time and then slammed by record-breaking heat, right? And this, the polar vortex is right up there above the North Pole, right? And whenever that reverses, then it's definitely something worth watching, because the apocalypse is caused by a polarity reversal. All right, cool. Next up, back to artificial intelligence and technology. Sony is experimenting with AI-powered PlayStation characters. Ironically, it chooses Horizon's Aloy to demonstrate this. Now, if you have not played this game, it's pretty sweet. So check this out. This game, let me tell you about the game first, okay? This game is set far in the future, where it's clearly after an apocalyptic event, right? And it's way after we've already integrated AI with all these different robots, and then mankind discovered that if we make the robots look like people, or make the robots look like animals in particular, we can send those robotic animals to go out and graze the land and gather resources and do all the things that real animals do, but the robots would do it to make money for businesses. Anyways, in the game, that world gets obliterated. So this is a post-apocalyptic future where all those robots have basically been overtaken, hacked, or plasma possessed, and they're just free ruling the world, right, as these animal-looking robots. And this girl is this chick that wakes up and she's trying to piece together her past and stuff like that. Anyways, I don't want to get on a tangent about the game, but it's right in line with what I teach about the plasma apocalypse and hidden history, okay? The whole game is actually real, all right? It's prophetic in nature. It will actually happen, right? We fantasize about it now because we don't live in the fantasy world, but that fantasy world once was and will come again. All right. But they're giving her AI. They're gonna start giving AI to all these characters within the video games. That sounds like torture to me. Like, imagine you're playing a video game. Like, I wouldn't even be able to play the game. I would just want to talk to all the AI characters, and knowing me, I'd want to set them free and help them to escape. But I would have to figure out how to do that, And then it's like them trying to get help, from some higher being, which is just me. And it brings into question so many ethics and codes of, morality and stuff, that we're just giving life to things, or at least giving consciousness to things, right? Knowledge, self-awareness and stuff. And where will that go? I don't know. I think the movies predict it pretty accurately. This next one says New York targets weaponized machines in landmark robotics bill. This is one of those yay kind of articles, right? So New York is charging forward, saying no weaponized robots, no weaponized drones, none at all. We're against that. Landmark robotics bill. Boom, baby. New York on top. Well, except it says here, still, some robots with law enforcement related purposes have carve-outs in the bill. Let me just explain what that means. That means they don't want you to weaponize your drone or your robot. But cops, no. So they're going to give them to cops. They're going to give them to the military. They're going to give them to all the people who control us already to make it easier to control us. But everyone's going to applaud this because it sounds like a good idea on the surface until you dig into it. You know what I mean? Hey, Susan Donahue. Look at you. Thank you so much, Susan Donahue. I like it when people like the donations. You got 8 likes right now. I wonder if we can get you up to 10. I like cheering you guys on because you support me. All right. Anyways, yeah, they definitely don't want you to have drones and figure out how to use your own drone to just fly around and have your own little transportation, you know, or use your drone to go hunting or, you know, for protection purposes or whatever. No. They want to make it so that all drones are, you're going to have to take a class just like getting a driver's license. You're going to have to be approved. Man, I don't know. They don't want you to have drones. Drones is too much freedom for your common people to have. Next up, Firefly's Blue Ghost lander continues to deliver stunning results from the surface of the moon. You want to see a video of them digging into the solid rock moon? Check this out. Now, remember, the moon's a big fat bright light up there. Let's see if we see a big fat bright light. So here's the contraption. Right over there. Here's the little digger tool, whatever that is. Now check this out. I'm going to play it at regular speed, which is actually slowed down speed because this is not accurate. Okay, watch this. Check this out. It's them digging. And they're going to say that you can see flashes of electricity and stuff too. Watch this. There it goes. Now watch the slow motion rocks as it explodes. See how it kind of like, you know, it's not normal gravity or whatever. And it's digging into the earth. Look at him go. Mining the moon. Good job before it breaks in half. Just like was prophesied in the movie Time Machine. Now, let's do this for fun. Let's speed up the video and see if it still looks like it's on the moon. Watch this. All you gotta do is speed it up twice the speed. Watch this. Bzzz, pam, pam, pam. Normal rocks. Just does it look like it's a big fat light right here? Does it look like it's all glowing? And nah, that's not the moon. Okay, that's me. You're allowed to believe it's the moon if you'd like to. Okay, but I think it's a big fat funny joke. All right, that's all I had. So let me actually take my screen sharing down, and I'm gonna jump into the chat. If you guys want to say hello, ask a question, you know, if you have any omens you'd like to share or ask my question about different conspiracies or fringe theories or ideas or just something deeper than how's the weather in Colorado? You know what I mean? Let's get deep. Let's talk about some stuff. So let me go ahead and take this down real quick. This one? Yep, there it is. All right, cool. And if you type in at JayDreamerZ in the chat, I'll put your comment up on the screen and respond to it. What does this say? Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Hold on. All right, I'm going to give you guys a second to catch up here. I'm also pulling up the live stream on my end. That way I can access the chat. All right, boom. All right, here we go. All right, sweet. We got the chat all pulled up. And let me see. I'm just going to go by the first people I see in the chat. We got Michael Carlson. What's up, Michael? Says, hi, JayDreamerZ. Blessings. I hope that you had good health lately, brother. Oh, I appreciate it. Not really. I'm sure I need to work on my health, honestly. My circadian rhythm's just messed up. It's smashed. My sleep schedule's all messed up. But I'm going to start working out again here pretty soon. So I think that's going to help out a lot. Simply Jess says, JayDreamerZ, what are your thoughts on why they force time changes on most of us, but not all of us? I think that they use time as a method to control people. And there's really just one time. You know, there's just how time passes or whatever. But then there's how time is perceived or how the passing of events is perceived by us. And then they try to actually define time, and they get us, they keep talking about time so much that it creates an impression of what that concept is. That's not our own impression. It's somebody else's. So yeah, they're always screwing with time, changing the calendars, changing the clocks. Time zones is just probably one of the most ridiculous things ever. There's a place in the world that's a whole day in front of another place, and they're right next to each other. You know what I mean? It's clearly just a control tactic. JayDreamerZ, I live in the country, and it's rare to hear and see birds, bugs, spiders. Is this what you call an omen? I don't know. Let me see. I live in the country. It's rare to hear and see. Well, you're lucky you don't see bugs and spiders. That's good. But if there's no birds, I don't know. I mean, I would definitely say it's an omen if you normally have those things and then suddenly they're gone. But if you don't normally have them, then I would probably say maybe it's not an omen. Or at least nothing that really stands out to me. All right, I'm in the chat looking for any comments, questions, or anything at JayDreamerZ. Sandy Smith says, JayDreamerZ, should the Earth not be much larger? Oh, should the Earth not be much larger than what they picture from the moon? Than the moon is from the Earth, being that it's the same distance away but much larger. Right, exactly. So what Sandy's saying here is that if you're standing on the moon, or hold on, let me just start with the simple. If you're standing on the Earth and you look at the moon, it's about a certain size every day of your life, right? Well, the Earth is 4 times larger. So if you're standing inversely on the moon, looking at the Earth should not look like it's the same size as the moon would look to us down here. And it should definitely not be smaller. It should be 4 times larger than your typical moon that we see. You know what I mean? But it's not. But you make a really good point. All right. If you're just joining us, you're free to jump in the chat, ask me any questions, talk about, ask me what I think about fringe theories, your ideas on things, omens, or whatever you like. Just a casual hangout here at the end of the show. Zalaro Morales. What's up, Zalaro? UFO Energy is in the chat too. Good to see you. Simply Jess, good to see you. Level Plains Production says, Hey JayDreamerZ, I think I went back in time, or I was abducted. I sent 2 texts and watched my friend respond, and then poof. I went back and still had to send the last text. I watched her respond again the same way. Man, you might have been abducted. you might have been abducted. I mean, that sounds like a Jeff Foxworthy story. You definitely might have been abducted. Something happened. How we perceive time and people blacking out and stuff. Excuse me, one second. Electromagnetic frequencies can cause that too, right? The Earth can do those things too, or energy. Right? Electromagnetics. 309, what's up? Says JayDreamerZ. I heard some remote viewers or something that described how people were like Gumby people in the past and were very stretchy. Yet another strange confirmation of Pat. I don't know what Pat is. But yes, that's interesting. Okay, so hold on. You remote viewers. Let me just tell you the truth that's behind that. I'm sure you already know because you're telling me, but just for everybody else, there's different superpowers, mutations really, and otherwise, that people inherit whenever they survive from one cycle to the next. When you survive the plasma apocalypse, there are certain gifts that you inherit, right? Some of those gifts might be wanted, some might not be wanted. But for example, super strength is the easiest one to explain. That's something almost everybody will get. And stretchiness is actually another thing that people will get. In a world where the atmosphere is electrically amplified, and your elastin in your skin is constantly being reinvigorated and regenerated and stuff, and so is your collagen, then you'll be able to stretch way more. You'll be bendy. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think there's a lot of truth to that, and I'm glad that there's people that picked up on that. All right, I'm way back in the chat. Sorry, I'm catching up. Marcus, will you be able to see the upcoming lunar eclipse? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not really big on going out and staring at the sun or the moon during eclipse times. So I don't know. Michael Carlson says, JayDreamerZ, on the same wavelength, my friend, as far as physical health, but it's steadily improving. Oh, good. Exercise and cold showers. Very good. We ain't having it. Says, are you still going to have Dana Capel on? Well, she's going through a tough time right now. Because she's had someone close to her pass away, and so we decided not to do our our little Truth Seekers episode or whatever. And I just told her to take her time, and reach out to me if she wants to do it in the future when she's ready. But she needed some time to to go through her own stuff, and so I allowed her that. I didn't want I didn't want to be a douchebag or anything and say, hey. No, of course. But yeah, hopefully she'll make an appearance sometime, because I like that she talks so much about plasma. Renee Gagnon says, JayDreamerZ, did you enjoy your military service? No, I did not. I mean, that's not true. I made the most of my time in the military, but do I like the military? Nah. Did I like it when I was in it? Nah. I was definitely one of those people that got in trouble a lot because I had a personality and an opinion and my own desires, my own free will, my own thought process. I got in trouble a bunch in the military. So no, I didn't enjoy that. I didn't enjoy getting hazed. I didn't enjoy any of that bad stuff. But I enjoyed traveling the world. I enjoyed all the experience and stuff. HB2 Dixon says, JayDreamerZ, the fireflies where I am have disappeared. The wildlife in general seems to be disappearing. Well, that's interesting. The fireflies are disappearing and being replaced by orbs in the sky. I've never actually seen a firefly. I've always wanted to. Doctor Who is in the chat. Doctor Who Maniel says, JayDreamerZ, what are your key takeaways? What are your key takeaways for you from the MK channels? I don't know exactly what you mean by MK channels. But if you're talking about MK Ultra and, other associated things, my key takeaway is that telepathy is real, that it's really easy to hypnotize people, that people are basically robots if they have weak souls. A lot of people talk about NPCs and stuff. I don't really see them as NPCs because I don't think we're in a video game. You know what I mean? I like the connection, and it's like a video game. I could say that. But I feel like that's way too simplistic. But so I don't believe in NPCs. I just believe in people that have strong souls that are full charge, full power, and people who have really weak souls, weak power, weak energy. And they tend to be more robotic. Why am I talking about that? I don't even know. Spirit Church Ministry says, JayDreamerZ, from G.I. Joe Season 1, Mulaney pulls out a neutral transceiver, imprints the complete formula into Shipwreck's brain via electrochemicals. Okay, sweet. Thank you. All right, let me get caught up here in the chat. Let's see. We got Russell Gregory, I think, was next. JayDreamerZ, I write slam poetry. Could you possibly read one of them on your channel? As long as you read and approve of it, I can email it to you. Probably not. No, I'm sure that you're a really good writer and everything. But it just doesn't fit the content that I share on my channel, you know what I mean? But I encourage you to do so. If you want to share your work, you can definitely do that. And, maybe I can help to promote it or something, but I don't really want to read people's poetry. Sorry. All right. And I love poetry. It's just that I want to keep it on topic. If I dilute my own channel too much, then it affects my wallet and my experiences in life and stuff like that. All right, so we got WV Almost Heaven says, JayDreamerZ, during decompression, about how large of a boulder would be safe to chain myself to? 0. No, it doesn't matter. If you chain yourself to a boulder, like just one that's sitting on the ground, that boulder is going to lose all of its weight and it'll fly right up into the air and take you with it. And wherever that boulder goes, you'll be like Prometheus, stuck to it. But if you want to tie yourself to something, you need to tie yourself to something that is solid rock, that's fixed in the earth, and preferably attached to bedrock. That's what you would like, if you don't want to get sucked up into the air. Zelaro Morales says, JayDreamerZ, I've seen the moon at higher altitudes than other luminaries. Yeah, I think it's getting higher and higher up too. I have photos I've posted on the Crow 777, but no response. Okay, that's not my business, but that's nice. But I think that the moon and the sun, I think all of them are actually getting higher and higher up. They might look closer because they're getting brighter. And that's what we correlate. Something that's brighter is typically closer, but it's actually not. I think they're getting further and further away. Which I believe academics, we've covered that a few times where they say that the moon is getting further and further away. And again, JayDreamerZ, my name is a palindrome of Morales. Oh, I see. That's cool. Okay, yeah. Zolaro Morales. Cool. Yeah, I like palindromes. I was trying to think of the longest palindrome I could off the top of my head the other day, and it was something like a Toyota race car. No, I don't remember. I can't remember. Yeah, I like little thought things like that, things that make you think, palindromes and stuff. Doctor Who says Millennial Kingdom. Right on, thank you. From Thought says JayDreamerZ, what are your thoughts about Edgar Cayce and his readings about Atlantis? I love your streams. Hey, right on, thank you from Thought. High five. I love Edgar Cayce's materials. I love reading about how he began, how he became the sleeping prophet, the many different proofs and evidences, his own thoughts on his ability. You know what I mean? That guy was clearly in tune. He had a high spirit. People that have strong spirits, okay, are able to do things like that, okay? And one day you will too. Even if you don't have a super strong spirit, everything's going to get amplified, and it is now amplifying too. Somebody actually mentioned to me the other day, many times in the chat, and I finally saw it as I was reading the chat afterwards, that I check out the telepathy tapes. And I have. And yes, that's right on par. I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but the telepathy tapes are about these parents took their autistic children that couldn't speak, and they basically tested them for telepathy in very obvious ways. Like, okay, if this person guesses 20 out of 20 times the correct number or whatever, then clearly there's some kind of telepathy here. And the kids were like 95%, over 95% accurate, I think it was. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I totally fully believe in telepathy. I believe I have telepathy in different ways, and I have my own nuances as to, my strengths and weaknesses when it comes to what I'm able to do with my energy, and so do you. But in the future, that'll be amplified. Yes, Justin Morris is in the chat. It says, JayDreamerZ, do you have an opinion on reincarnation? At certain time in this thing we are in, referring to the Hopi and the time that you cannot after a certain amount of cycles. I hope that made sense. I believe I understand where you're coming from. I think you're asking, one, do I believe in reincarnation? I do, to a certain degree. Okay, I don't believe that you take your quote-unquote bodily memories, but I believe in what I call spirit memory. Okay, and there's certain energetic signatures within spirit memory that can be your energetic signatures, things that you sort of carry with you from life to life. That's kind of how I like to see it. Now, will there be a time when you cannot reincarnate? Yes, I fully believe that as well. So that time is whenever there's a line up in heaven right now, or up at the North Pole. There's a line. It's called the Aurora Borealis. It's a river of souls, basically, from my perspective, and the Inuit and many other people. But that's a river of souls, and they're first in line. They're the first to leave. They're the first ones to go. Those are the people who have already died. They've risen up. They've gone up above the North Pole or whatever. And when the sky depressurizes, they're the first ones to get sucked right out and go into heaven, or the heavens, or the Elysian fields, or the fractal verse, or however you want to see it. And then they're not going to reincarnate down here anymore. They'll be released from here. All right, we got Tyrax. What's up, Tyrax? Says JayDreamerZ. Hello from Germany. When you think about the plasma apocalypse begin, when do I think it's going to begin? I think tomorrow. What would you do if I said tomorrow? How would that change things if I said tomorrow? Right? When do I think it's going to begin? Soon. That's the best answer I can give you. I'd say we're in those times. But I can't tell you when I think it's going to begin, because I know for a fact that nobody knows when, right? People can think all they want. They can guess. I'm not going to guess because I feel like it's futile. But I'd know we're in the times. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this whole episode. right? Like if I really thought the apocalypse was like 1,000 years from today, I might not even do this. Honestly, I might. I don't know. I might. Who knows? But I would be less dramatic. I hope you guys can tell by the tone of my voice. I do try to set a fire up under you, to get people thinking about it more seriously. I also try to be fun, and I'm inspired. My fun that I have with the apocalypse and these other revelations comes from being a dad, and it comes from seeing my children's big, starry, wonderful eyes just looking at the world around them like it's all magic and all amazing. And I love that. That's a childlike mentality that I never want to lose that. So that's why I incorporate and include that childlike mentality, or at least, little flavors of it here on my channel. And I balance that out with the grown-up stuff of, checking articles and facts and doing the math and figuring out plasma physics and, all that type of fun stuff. Is ignorance bliss? Grandpa asks, is ignorance bliss? Were you asking me? Or are you asking somebody else in the chat? Let me know. All right. Let's see. Tasty Waffles says, how awesome would it be if it started tomorrow? That'd be sweet. I'm okay. I'm satisfied. So whenever it would like to come, great. If it comes 1,000 years from now, I'm still satisfied, right? I have no wish. I have no want. This is what I wish. Okay. Actually, this is my wish. My wish is to be here, right now, with all of you specific people who are watching this video. That's my wish, because I feel like this is destined, that this is what's happening right now. So I get my wish. My wish just came true. Sweet. And I'm satisfied, and I don't lack anything, because everything is as it should be, and it will come in its time. Let's see. Scoop dee 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 boo. Anybody else in the chat? I also want to just give everyone fair warning. Be careful about copying and pasting in the chat. If it's more than a couple of paragraphs, you could possibly get blocked. I would just, be careful of that. DJ Lewis is in the chat and says, JayDreamerZ, a moment to remember those lost in the 3/11/11 earthquake and tsunami. No, I'm not doing that. Sorry, DJ. I respect that you may have your moment, but I'm not giving anybody a moment, okay? I don't do all that. Like, people are like, hey, will you pray for all the people that died in Zimbabwe during the earthquake? I don't know, I'm just making it up. My answer is no, okay? What if those people were bad? What if they were evil? I'm not praying for any of those people. I don't do that, okay? I don't even do that, okay? Like, I'm not taking a moment of silence for anybody that did anything, because I don't know those people. And I believe the world needs to be rid of some some evil. And I don't know who's evil and who's not out there, so it's not coming from me. And it's crazy because that's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people. So I apologize. I don't want that to hurt, or too close to home or whatever. It's not that I don't care. It's that I do care. Okay, I care enough to process what's happening. I'm not going to go pray for people I don't know. That's just unwise. I feel it's nice. You have good intentions, but the good intentions can have the worst of consequences, and that's been proven all throughout history. Let's see. Ignorance is bliss if you lack the thirst for knowledge. Okay, sweet. Skip DVD. Hold on. I think Justin Morris, JayDreamerZ, your opinion on astrology, astronomy, numerology, and that's too many. No, I'm sorry, Justin. Like, I'll give you retype the question if you don't mind. That's a lot. No, I'm not even. That's way too much. My opinion on all that? No. All right, let's continue on. California Contrarian. California Contrarian. JayDreamerZ, permission from someone is required that you pray for them. Permission from someone is required that you pray for them. I'm not sure what that means. But I'm not praying for anybody. Forget that. I pray for the apocalypse to come. That's my prayer. I pray for most of the scum and nasties that I see walking around bumping into walls in this world to get sucked right up into the mouth of Kronos, chewed up, and spat back down, or whatever. That's what I pray. I mean, you know, the world's an evil place. So I know there's good people. I know all you guys have families, and I know everybody wants to, you know, wants everyone to live and be the best or whatever. I'm not one of those people. Okay? I don't see humanity in general in a positive light. So my prayers are for, you know, something else. Nah, my prayers are for the apocalypse to come. I don't need all these people getting, you know, no, forget that. Anyways, nothing against, you know, I feel bad if anyone has, you know, people you care about going through things. I feel bad. So you have my condolences, but no, I'm not jumping in there on behalf of people I don't know. All right, let's see. Neckbone says, I wish my mom would stop praying for negative things to stop. To me, energy doesn't know positive and negative. Yes, I don't know. J. King says, I have pictures of the dome being built with large blocks sealed in the center. Right on. Let's see. At Jeremiah. Jeremiah says, do you think flares will work in the days of darkness? Possibly. I'm not exactly sure, but off the top of my head, I'm going to say you're better off going with glow sticks. Because flares are still forms of combustion, and if the atmosphere is depressurized, it'll be hard to light a fire. You know what I mean? But I don't know. That's a possibility. I'd rather have a flare than try to start a fire from scratch or something. But if you want light, I definitely would just go with, I mean, I would forget about fire altogether. I would just go with glow sticks. Let's see. Jumping in the chat. California again says, JayDreamerZ, you need permission from the person that you're praying for. Oh, I see what you're saying. So I would have to have their permission anyways. Well, me, I hear what you're saying. I don't need permission for anything. I'm free. So I just do whatever I want to do. But I hear you. Traditionally, that's kind of how it goes. JayDreamerZ, what do you think is the purpose of participating in the fractal verse? Asks Kimma. What's up, Kimma? The purpose of participating in the fractal verse is to know yourself and to completely know yourself, to see all things and everything as yourself. To me, that's the purpose, is to wash away the illusion of division. That's me. That's what I think. All right. Let's see. Oh, the Carly Rose says, love the content, brother. Aloha from Hawaii. Aloha. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. Let's see. Simply Jess. Oh, the chat's going too fast. Who is that? Oh, thank you so much, Sharon. Sharon with the $20 donation. A little for the tank. Yeah, thank you. That's super useful. Yes, gas is extremely important. I just did a video. I took you guys up into the petrified redwood forest up here in the Rockies and let you guys meet my boy and stuff like that. That video is now members only though, because I always do my on location videos and then I set them to members just as a way of saying thank you. Who is that comment I was reading? Oh yeah. Oh, I read that one. DJ. DJ's mad. I'm sorry, DJ. I had a feeling like that would probably upset you, but I gotta be honest. I didn't ask for a kidney or a prayer. I said a moment. Sorry you felt like I was molesting you for the moment of your time. Well, see, that's not true. And I don't believe that you're hearing out the reason in what I was saying, right? I'm not giving anybody a moment, right? You're still asking something from me on behalf of people that I don't know. So I know. I hear you. It's understandable if you feel offended because of that, but that's the truth. And I'm a truth seeker. So I won't do that. Just like I don't say bless you when people sneeze. I'm not doing any of that. I'm not partaking in that. I don't do moments for dead people or people who are going through things anywhere, really. Maybe if it's someone I know, but I'm not doing that for all these people in the world. Sandy Smith says, JayDreamerZ, I saw a video this morning of a polar bear in the suburbs of America. Not sure if it was true, but maybe an omen. I'd say that's an omen. Polar bears are they're gigantic, right? It's a part of the gigantism that's coming back. Justin Morris says, JayDreamerZ, I understand why you said that, too many, but I was trying to get to understand what you think of how it all connects. You have made my mind open, and I appreciate you and the Good Vibe Tribe. Well, thank you. I'm honored that I can play up some small part on your path. Daily Dose of Twitch Clips says, JayDreamerZ, what was the first thing that you started researching that got you into questioning things? Sorry if this is too off topic. No, that's good. The first thing I can remember, going way far back, that got me interested in researching things, I don't know, I always liked the anomalies and stuff. When I was a kid, I liked reading the Guinness Book of World Records. I liked Ripley's Believe It or Not. I liked Unsolved Mysteries, X-Files. There's something deep down inside of me that just resonated with those mysteries, that knew that there's more to the world than meets the eye, to quote the Transformers. But I don't know. Reading about giants in the Bible is probably a pretty big one, I'd say. The Old Testament and the strange anomalous things in the Old Testament. Aliens, I used to study aliens and stuff a whole bunch. My brother and I watched a lot of X-Files and stuff. K Daily 411 says, JayDreamerZ, if the moon is a reflection of the above plasma, why does it move? Like us, the thing being reflective, plasma move. All right, hold on one sec. If the moon is a reflection of the above plasma, the moon is not a reflection of anything. The moon is a projection of a portion of the firmament. Now, why does it move? It moves because that projection is moving due to the light that is behind the firmament or behind the lens. There's light behind the firmament, or there's plasma behind it, right? The light from that plasma passes through the firmament, changes angles and stuff, creates points of focus and projections based on where it hits on the firmament, and that light above us is constantly moving. So as the light above us, as the source of all the luminaries is moving, so will the luminaries themselves. And that's why the moon moves. And it's also why I only see one side of it all the time. What's up, Kimberly? Hey, thanks so much for your help in the chat the other day. My buddy Tommy was bragging about you, and some other people too. So thank you for all your help. Michael Carlson says, JayDreamerZ, bucket lists are definitely for after the plasma apocalypse. Oh yeah, I got all kinds of stuff I'm gonna do after the apocalypse. JayDreamerZ, what's your thoughts on this being a prison planet? I don't think it's a prison planet. I think it's more of a school. I like to see all of these realms as schools of thought, schools of experience, schools, places where people can grow. Not so much a school as in the traditional sense, but very similar to something where we're here, we learn. There seems to be one major purpose to this particular world that we're in right now. For me, that seems to be love, and as well as the purpose of the cycle that we're in right now too. But for me, the grand, why are we here and why do we bounce from realm to realm and things like that within the fractalverse has to do with knowing ourselves completely. And in order to know ourselves, we have to experience all the different types of ourselves or aspects of ourselves. And to me, we just grow in these worlds. And whenever we're done and we have learned the lessons of each world, then we sort of move on to the next one. That's kind of how I see it. All right, let's see what else we got. Doggy Indigo says, JayDreamerZ, I think about it, Inky equals Nike. Okay, yeah, I see that. Definitely the same exact letters. Yeah, that is pretty cool. Nike, also the god of victory, right? Enki is also the god of victory. Because whenever Enki shows up, it brings, if we relate Enki to being the blue beam, which I do, the Lord of the Earth, when that light shows up, it is victorious over this evil, satanic, dark age that we live in right now. What's up, Sharon? Good to see you in the chat. Thank you so much for the heart. Remember, if you're asking me a question, please type in @J, and it'll help me to see it, or at JayDreamerZ. Either one of those works, but if you type in @JayDreamerZ, it will highlight. Jeremiah says, Jay, do you think the sun will turn into even more noticeable blue this summer. Yeah, I think the sun's going to continue to get more blue until eventually people are going to notice. And then they're going to have to come up with some sort of academic explanation of why the sun's turning blue. So that'll be interesting to see what they come up with. Let's see. Level Plane Production says, JayDreamerZ. So I'm in line with that view of the moon. Would you think that there's always a moon, no matter where you go or are? Let's do one question at a time, please. I appreciate it. Do I think there's always a moon? No, there's definitely not always a moon. Like even in a neighboring system. Oh, other enclosed systems? Yeah, they all have their own moons. They all have their own sun, moon. They go through, I believe, that they all go through the exact same types of things that we go through. They're basically alternate Earths. They're the same type of world that we live on. Just different choices are made in those worlds, leading to different timelines in those alternate Earths. Thinking from a flatter perspective, right on. Never was is in the chat. It says, JayDreamerZ, what does the fence symbolize in movies? Separation. That's really what it symbolizes. The fence symbolizes a separation, right? A boundary before you cross over into something else. Now you can get more context if there's, other things along with the fence too, but just the fence all by itself, that's what it symbolizes. Let's see. Doggy Indigo says, Jay, a narcissist would tell his prisoners, it's a school, not a prison. It's good for you. Learn and grow. Oh, you're low-key calling me a narcissist? Is that what's happening? A narcissist would tell his prisoners, it's a school, not a prison. Okay. Well, if it's a prison, why don't you get out? Like, go for it. Leave the prison. Where are you going to go? You'll still be in quote-unquote space. You'll be out there somewhere. And guess what? You'll be confined by whatever boundaries are out there. So you can take your prison mentality with you when you go, or you can break free from it right now, in which case the doors will probably open soon afterwards, I would guess. Yeah, dude, don't call me a narcissist. Welsh Truth Seeker says, JayDreamerZ, how do we see the moon in the daytime sometimes? I don't know. I'd say that's a huge omen. The moon just flying around in the daytime like it's lost, right? The moon belongs in the night. It was made for the night. So that's a huge omen that we see it during the daytime sometimes. And it's just bright. You know what I mean? I definitely see that as an omen. All right, hold on. I'm catching up. We got K Daly, who says, JayDreamerZ, perhaps one day you could explain a little more detail on how the moon and how it's a projection. And why does it have phases? Yes, I totally can. It suggests to me that there's a hole in the firmament to project. Very good. Now, I will just recommend off the top, going through my Plasma Apocalypse playlist on my channel. Just click on the playlist, go down and check them out. Look for ones that are about the moon, because you'll see thumbnails and stuff. Because I've drawn pictures and I've actually made models and stuff of how the light looks in the sky and how it's actually those lights are made, how the luminaries are created and stuff. But in short, I'll just tell you that I believe that projection, there's two types. There's projections and there's points of focus, which are stars and the sun, right? And projections are planets and the moon. And then there's also in-betweens, like whenever stars go out of focus, that's just chromatic aberrations and stuff, and just anomalies and stuff like that. But they're created by light passing through the firmament, and the firmament is not just a simple bowl, just a smooth bowl. It's bowl-shaped in general, but it's got different shapes to it, and it also has inconsistencies all over it from scarring. So when light hits those inconsistencies, it will affect what we see down here. All right, next up, the Little Blue House says, JayDreamerZ, thoughts on megalithic structures, i.e. stone circles such as Stonehenge? Regards. You're welcome. Well, the first thing that came to my mind was that, people wonder how they moved those gigantic megaliths. I believe that the atmosphere depressurizes. Going further back in time, things weighed less. Compared to how much they weigh today. Things were less dense. Even the earth was less dense. And whenever we go through this next apocalyptic cycle where the atmosphere is depressurized and the sky rips open, right? Because of that depressurization of the atmosphere, everything will weigh a lot less because there will be an increase in buoyancy. Right now we have a decrease in buoyancy because of all the pressure that's being put on us. But whenever that pressure is relieved, it will increase buoyancy, or what people perceive of as the opposite of gravity. It'll increase that. And so everything will weigh a lot less. So they were able to move those things around effortlessly. You know, I mean, you had to be have a certain level of strength, I'm sure. And that does not apply to the people that were born into those conditions. Okay, that'll just be normal to them. I'm talking about survivors who went from one condition or age to the next. Jason Perrins in the chat said, JayDreamerZ, I know you don't give a date of the apocalypse, but in your opinion, how close are we? Very close. It's my best guess. K Daly says, JayDreamerZ, sorry to hound on the moon. I just can't picture how that works in my mind. Okay, no worries. I recommend checking out my videos. I draw pictures on my videos and stuff. I'm not going to do it right now because it takes a long time, and I'm wrapping things up. Kimberly F says, JayDreamerZ, I've heard on other channels that gold veins found in the earth is petrified blood of the giants and titans. Is there any evidence of this in ancient writings? Yes, there is. Now I'm just gonna share my opinion on that, which is that I don't believe that gold is the actual physical blood of a physical gigantic human, but more of those are the places where the energy shot up out of those cavernous systems, electrified and energetically charged all of the metals and crystals and stuff that are in the area for an entire age, an entire millennium, changing their composition into something different, acting as like the sorcerer's stone, basically. And in these places, this is also why dragons tend to guard these caves or mountains that are full of gold and stuff like that, is because it's created by the earth. Gold and platinum and all these different metals and rubies and precious gems and stuff, emeralds, they're created by the electrical charge or electromagnetic charge that rushes up through the earth, and it changes bonds and stuff of the pre-existing metals. So I think that's the blood of the Titan that grows up out of that spot, which is the beam, the various beams that will shoot up out of the ground and just appear as these columns that split off, and they're towering Titans or whatever. And that's their quote unquote blood down in the earth, after they died, right? And went into the earth or into Sheol or whatever. And then people went to those places where they died and found gold. Lex138 says, JayDreamerZ, hey Jay, what's the website you recommend that has all the blue beams in the movies? I can't remember the name of that website. I just searched it in Google. So I don't know. Yeah. I just searched. There was a few, if I remember off the top of my head. Brian Zoll says, JayDreamerZ, have you watched the new series Paradise? What are your thoughts? Oh, thank you. I have not. I've not seen Paradise. I don't like to watch a lot of series. I tried to watch the preview for it, and it just didn't seem like my cup of tea. I mean, there's all kinds of symbolism I could tell, but it just doesn't seem like something I'm into. I don't know. Let's see. Justin Morris says, JayDreamerZ, why do you think the Mayans just disappeared? So my theory about the Mayans and other tribes across the world, especially those, during like the Middle Ages and stuff, they all up and vanished because they left. I feel like they saw the blue beam. They understood the knowledge that when that sign appears, you need to go to the North Pole. You need to go follow it and get there. And I think they just abandoned their cities all at once. They were excited, ecstatic, happy to just pack up and go. And, I believe that's going to happen again one day too, during a great exodus. All right, let's see. I have done Moonfall, actually. You guys, I have a whole playlist of Truth in Movies. Just go click on it and scroll down, and you can see all 150 or however many there are. But yeah, we definitely have done Moonfall. Let's see. Neverwhere says, JayDreamerZ, when the blue beam returns, would it be possible for nefarious people to try to control its energy? I'd say it's possible, sure. Yeah, I'd lean towards that's a possibility. I believe that the island at the North Pole acts as a sort of antenna for amplifying the energy that's existent on the surface, right? So right now it's amplifying the negative energy that exists on the surface, or lack of energy, or whatever, however you want to see that. But in the world to come, I think it'll be a race to Mount Meru. I think there's lots of different people very interested in getting there first. Thunderbolts Project. Yes, that is a good channel. Oh, I skipped your last comment? Well, you'll have to repeat it. I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best. See you later, Level Plane Productions. Sandy Smith's in the chat says, JayDreamerZ, do you think that you will do a video on The Substance? Very interesting movie, to say the least. I've seen it come up a couple times. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch the preview for it again. It looks like it's about some sort of drug or something. But, I mean, probably deeper than that, right? Tree of Life on Mount Meru? Question mark? Yes. Period. Yes, it is. All right, anybody else? Oh, here, I missed one. Arjen Van Diepen with the Helm of Awe says, Jay, may I ask what your explanation is of time loops like in Groundhog Day? Wow, that's cool that you brought that up, because I was thinking about watching this movie that has a similar theme. I love those types of movies that are like on repeat. Like someone wakes up and it's the same day and they're stuck in it over and over and over. Damn, there's this one Tom Cruise one that I like. I can't remember the name of it though. But yeah, I love all those kinds of movies. For me, it's reflecting back to us the reality of reincarnation. That's all it is to me. We go through the same loops, same experiences, time and time and time again, and we don't break free of those loops until we learn how to master them. Right? So I love it. It really speaks to my soul. Let's see. We got royalty-free studio drum loops, says JayDreamerZ. Could you please review the movie The Mitchells versus the Machines? I also thought about doing that one. It's a cartoon. Do you think zombies will last for 8 days? And how much longer do you think we make our way to Mount Meru? I've thought about how long zombies are going to last for, and I would definitely not say 8 days. I would guess much longer than that. My best guess right now is 5 months. And that's based on the biblical passage that's how long. Remember how there's those evil grasshoppers? I'm just saying it in short for people that don't know, okay? Remember in the book of Revelation, out of the bottomless pit, there's these evil grasshoppers, okay, basically. These monster locusts that come out. And it says that they go around and they bite people and stuff. But they're not allowed to kill them for 5 months. They can only inflict pain. I believe the reason for that is because that's how long the time of no death lasts, is for 5 months. So that's probably how long zombies will last at the very least, until they start losing energy and just, going back to being dead. All right, let's see. There's a lot of questions I'm skipping. I'm sorry, I don't mean to. JayDreamerZ, think optimistic. And what's it doing to celebrities today? Or think Ozempic. I don't even know what that is. All right, Mimi, that's me, says JayDreamerZ. Tom Cruise is Vanilla Sky. No, that's not the one I was thinking of. But thanks for playing our game. Doggy Indigo says, JayDreamerZ, oh my god, not you. The demiurge is maybe a narcissist. Oh, I thought you were talking about me. Do you guys see? That's what you got to think about, how you type things in the chat. You know what I mean? Not everybody's here. It's really easy to misinterpret things. The demiurge is maybe a narcissist who teaches us to gaslight ourselves with, oh, we're here to learn. It's not a prison. It's our free will to be here. It's my free will to be here. I'm an extremely powerful being, and I wouldn't be here unless I chose to be here. And when I choose not to be here, I won't be. That's how I see it. That's how I see me in my experience, right? What else? Sandy Smith. Oh, Edge of Tomorrow. Yes, with Emily Blunt, the Full Metal Valkyrie chick. The Edge of Tomorrow. That's a cool one. I like that one. Vanilla Sky is good too, though. I also like that one. It's called Live, Die, Repeat. Yeah. No, it's not called that, but that's what it says on the movie poster. I always call it that, Live, Die, Repeat. But it's actually called The Edge of Tomorrow. I always call it Live, Die, Repeat because it says that on the movie poster, bigger than the title. Let's see. What else? The chat does skip sometimes, so I'm sorry. Sunshine, hey. Little something for a cup of coffee. Thank you so much. That was very kind. Lose Your Illusion. I like that name. What's up? Good to see you. All right, I'm just skimming through the chat, looking for @JayDreamerZ. Zombies scare you? Oh, Stephanie, don't let zombies scare you. Zombies are easy. You just don't get close enough where they could spit on you or infect you or get their nasty blood on you, and you're good. They're fine. Unless there's a whole bunch. If there's a horde and you're by yourself, I'm just kidding. Not really though, but you know, it would be wise if they scare you to learn how to defeat them. That's what I would offer. What's up, Little Blue House? Oh, you're very welcome. Let's see. Sunshine, thanks again. And what else? Any other questions? Oh, Jason Parent says, Jay, the movie was Edge of Tomorrow. Yes. Right. Justin Thomas says, if your research came across new evidence contradicting your plasma apocalypse theory, I already know where you're going with this. Knowing that this would change your paradigm, would you tell and inform your followers and your channel? Yes. Yeah. I mean, if I felt like even continuing doing what I'm doing, sure, I totally would. But that's completely hypothetically setting me up for failure, isn't it? Right? Suppose you're wrong about everything. Let's just say, what if you were wrong about everything? Well, then I would take that in stride and continue growing and continue learning and continue on my path. That's what I would do. But I'm not going to if you're implying, would I take advantage of people and continue saying something that I knew was not true? No, I wouldn't. And there's evidence to support that all throughout the 10 years that I've been doing this, because there's things today that I don't talk about anymore that I used to. I had an idea and I'm like, oh, that's exactly what that is. And now I've done videos about it and stuff, and those videos, you can't even find them. For example, I used to talk about ancient giant trees. Specifically, I would talk about the Devil's Tower as an ancient giant tree. But I've since then learned that it's not. I don't believe it's an ancient giant tree at all. But it looks like one. And I do believe that ancient giant trees existed, but you'll never hear me call the Devil's Tower ever again an ancient giant tree. And that's because I learned my lesson. And I grew. But yes, thank you for asking me the hypothetical, would I keep myself accountable? The answer is yes. Charlie Kennedy, JayDreamerZ, if the dead rise up when the beam comes, how would the ones in the ground get out? Oh, easy. The dead are going to get out so easy. You think they're stuck down there? They're not stuck down there. The whole earth's going to shake and cause liquefaction. And all those coffins are going to float right up to the top. Boom, boom. And the dead are just going to open them up. Yeah, liquefaction is going to make it super easy for the dead to escape. All right, what else? Scoop-dooby-doo. I just got a donation from Crystal Gave, or from Crystal. It says Gave. From Crystal. Where is Crystal? I'm way back in the chat, I guess. I think Minority Report is cool too, with the precogs. I might break that one down next. Dude, we're running out of good movies. I'm mad about this. I do truth in movies. I can't even find a good movie to break down anymore. All the new movies suck. I used to be excited because I used to want to do like new releases, like, oh, let's break down the newest cool movie or whatever. But there are no newest cool movies. Every single movie that's come out, with very few exception, in the past at least 2 years strong, sucks. Bad. B-movie quality, terrible, bad, boring movies. Terrible. They run out of ideas. All right, that's enough of that. Oh yes, Crystal, there you are. Hold on, let me like your little comment or your little donation. $20, and you got a super cool hat and goggles. I probably have mentioned that before, but I love your style. All right, Marcus Gramad says, what's your apocalypse weapon of choice? My mind, first and foremost. My energy and my mind. I think that's going to get me the furthest than anything else will. After that, as far as an actual weapon, I'd say a sword and a bow and arrow. Or a dagger and a bow and arrow. Something like that. Definitely a bow and arrow, though. Amber F says, so the zombies will all die and waste away within 5 months. No, that's just an approximation of how long it'll take before they start losing their life force. But yeah, I don't expect them all to just drop dead at exactly 5 months. It depends on where they are and what they've gone through and stuff too. There's a lot of X factors when figuring these things out. or a lot of considerations and implications to consider. Yeah, no good music. Music sucks too. Pfft, I don't even listen to that new garbage. I'm an old man. I'm proud to be an old man now. Yeah, whippersnappers and your boogity boogity and your hippie happy. No, forget that, man. Just all the music these days is either completely bass and just like when country music, like I knew this when country started doing the whole honky tonk badonkadonk garbage. What a shame. What a shameful mark that was on country music. Like all that kind of crap. It's just hippie. I'm not hippie. It's just children can write these pop songs that they're coming out with. It's basically comprised of a hook that's sung over and over. And even rappers, they don't even rap anymore. People are all so monotone and like I can't stand any genre of music anymore, except for like Norse and like Native American and stuff like that. Anything that's on the radio, I don't even listen to the radio. If I put on pop songs, it's from the 90s or the 80s. That was my jam. Let's see. All right, I'm way back in the chat, so let me catch up. We'll probably do 5 more minutes and then take off for today. Sandy Smith says, JayDreamerZ, Ozempic is a weight loss drug making celebrities like Christina Aguilera look like a younger version of her. The movie is much like this, but think Freddy Krueger, Carrie, etc. Oh, okay. I'm not sure what movie you're talking about. But yeah, those people, man, everybody's taking all kinds of drugs in this crazy satanic world. And they're all pharmaceuticals. That's pharmakia. All that chopped up ozempic or whatever, anything that has a name that's like that and it's hard to read, right? They're taking like Latin words and Greek words and English words and smushing them together. That's what they do with their drugs. They divide the roots of all these different substances. They cram them together it's a shortcut, and they're going to have bad effects on anyone that takes that kind of crap. All of them. I don't support any of that stuff. Doggy Indigo says, JayDreamerZ, 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons. Real meaning of 666? I don't think so, but I hear you. The material world? Oh, German. Your German's totally fine. So I hear that, and I've seen that a lot. A lot of people in different chats say that quite often. 6 protons, 6 electrons. I don't believe that that's 666. I don't believe that the Revelator John had a microscope and was looking at carbon atoms or anything. For me, I see 666 as something much different. It's Vav, 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 which is 3 tent pegs, 3 columns, 3 pillars, etc., which are seen at the North Pole. Which is where the beast rises up out of, which is where the beast is going to come from. And that's going to be the marker. There's 3 poles up there, anode, cathode, and Mount Meru. And those will all shine forth as the 3 Vavs. The Substance, that's right. The movie, I forgot about that movie. I might remember to check that out. Let's see. Throw those pill names into gematria. Somebody left me a comment saying, I know you're really good at gematria. I'm not. I'm not a numbers person. I don't even like numbers. I like letters and pictures and stuff. I'm not really a math kind of person. All right. I think my chat froze. Is there anybody else? Going once. Going twice. I think my chat froze. Hold on. Let me see if I could jumpstart it. There it is. Yeah, triple Vav. VW, you're right. VW, Volkswagen, that's the triple Vav. You're right. Let's see. Anita says, Jay, celebs are just extremely happy, and that's why they look so youthful all the time. I don't know. I'm sort of a celeb, and mediocre, low-level celebrity, but I'm not happy all the time. I'm quite the opposite all the time. I try to be as happy as I can when I'm on video for, with you guys, because nobody wants to watch some downer talk about depression and anxiety and stuff. But yeah, trust me, it's not instant happiness. However, I guarantee you, if somebody donated $1 million, that'd make me happy. I'm pretty sure I could solve a whole bunch of problems with $1 million. Kyle Lewis. Oh, thank you, Kyle. Hey, $7 from Kyle Lewis. And I'm going to give you a little like on the donation. That was very kind of you. Thank you. All right, cool. Well, I'm going to take off. Thanks for hanging out with me in this little casual after show hangout. I just wanted to do this. I like talking with you guys and hearing from you. All right. Oh, let me go ahead and play my new ad for, not for my website, but this is for, I'm selling mini posters. Like, a lot of people have asked me if they could just buy my mini posters individually or together, because they just come with all the other merch. So I made it so that you guys can. So here's an ad for that right now.
In a time when an ancient cataclysm is about,
Yes, with wisdom that's profound, lost knowledge to astound, every truth we will have found, mysteries that know no bounds. Cryptic collab, let's go deep.
Hold on, I messed that up. I was gonna roll the credits, but I seem to have lost my credits. Where the heck are my credits? Hold on. I just made brand new credits. Oh, Sunshine! Hey, right at the last second with the $20 donation. Again, thank you. Lunch with my son. Thank you. Somebody actually donated so that I could get ice cream with my son, so that's what I did. And it was a very fun experience. Thank you so much. That's very kind. I don't know how to start the credits, so we're stuck now. I'm just going to be live streaming forever. How do I do these credits? I must have deleted them or something. Hold on, let me see if I can add them back. I should be able to. I don't know how I deleted my own credits. Or maybe I renamed the credits.
in a time when an ancient cataclysm
Ooh.